Hey everyone, Grant here for the Flame Learning channel. In this video, we're going to discuss reconnecting with media on a grand scale. In other words, you have multiple media files, and whether through archive restoration, platform changes, or even media relocation, Flame is unable to connect to the media. Your clips will display either the Flame icon or a checkerboard. Using file path translation, it is quite effective to redirect Flame to point to the media's current file location. I am referring to a different directory structure containing the media, rather than unlinking and relinking one clip at a time. So let me show you how this works. Here I have a production that was restored to this machine. This could have also been wired between systems, but the main point is that the file path pointing to the media on this machine is different to the file path on the original machine. It occurred in this case because the original job came from Flame on Mac, and I have restored this to Flame on Linux. So the media exists, but the mount point and file paths between the two operating systems are different. You can also land up with different directories if the media was just moved from one location to another. Regardless of how the media is available through a different file path, the main issue is that all my media is missing in the sequence, as well as the source clips in the various reels. When you alt-click on the clips or segments, you see the original file path stored in the metadata. In my case, this is a Mac-based file path starting with /volumes, etc. This type of mounting structure does not exist on Linux. Now I do have access to the media, but it's in a different set of directories. It could be a different mount path on a NAS or SAN, or perhaps someone just moved the media to make it accessible to this system. So this is how you would land up in this situation with no media connecting. If we're just talking about one or two clips, you could go to the conform area and ensure the clip or sequence is open. You can either use the workflow of unlinking the clip, searching for the media, and relinking the metadata to the new file path. Or you could change the file path in the events list without unlinking the media. Both methods should achieve the same result. However, this could easily be a much bigger scenario where you have loads of media and sequences, and the main file path has changed for most or all of the media. So to fix this problem, you can tell Flame to take the old file path or part of the old file path and translate it to a new one. This will reconnect your media, and it can all be done without rebooting the software or restarting services. Let me show you the quickest and easiest way. You don't need to be in the conform area to do this. It can be any area of Flame. Just call up the Preferences menu and choose the storage settings. At the bottom half of the window, you will see the Media Location Path Translation section. This window will allow you to create a set of rules whereby you can specify the original source path, and this can be translated into the new destination path of the media. So to start, just click Create Rule. To edit the source path, just click on the entry. Now, since the original path was Mac-based, there is no way to use a file browser to navigate to the path. This means you would need to enter in the original path. So I'll change this to /volumes /media store /connected conform. This is only the top level directory structure for the media. There could be many subdirectories, and Flame would search downwards from this point. That's the original file path. Now let's set the actual location of the media. As I mentioned a moment ago, you could manually type the file path, but it's just easier to browse to the destination. In the file browser, I'll just navigate to the new location of all my files. So inside this directory is the original folder structure that I was using on the previous system. The route or file path to get here is different on this system, therefore the first half of the file path needs to be translated. You don't need to go diving through every folder to locate the media. So all you need to do is click Set, and the destination path will be assigned. So any media in Flame that had this file path in its metadata will be redirected to this file path. Just close the Preferences menu, and Flame will automatically refresh, and the media will update throughout the project. Without my explanations, this is a very quick process, and you can pick up from where you left off. Now let's go back to the storage preferences, and I want to expand a bit more on how this works. So I created one rule which translated one file path into another. It's also very possible that you could be sourcing media from multiple locations. If these locations had also been altered or moved, you could create additional rules to take this into account. So you could create rules, duplicate existing ones to keep the file paths, or delete them if you don't want them. What is very useful to know is the ordering. If you have the same source media in multiple locations, Flame will choose to use the media from the topmost rule. If the media was not in the first location, it would scan the second, and so on. So remember, you can reorder the rules in different levels of priority. This does have the potential to open up interesting workflows like external grading. For example, you could have the graded media using the same name but at a different file path. So if the name matches and you translate the file path, Flame should swap one set of media for another. Just food for thought. Finally, for those of you who like to work underneath the Flame interface and tinker with the configuration files, just call up a text editor and open the path translation file at /opt/autodesk/cfg. This is the file that is edited when you make your changes in Flame. If you feel inclined, you can also make your changes here. When you update and save this file, it will instantly update in Flame and the application will refresh. So you can work in the Flame application or directly with the configuration files, and everything will update dynamically and reconnect your media. Be sure to check out the other features, workflows, and updates to the Flame 2018 products. Comments, feedback, and suggestions are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the Flame Learning channel for future videos.